Could a new spark in our special teams be exactly what we need to finally turn the page this season? The Saints just made a series of moves to bolster our depth, including signing an explosive playmaker who has been turning heads with his versatility. We aren't just looking at a name on a roster. We are looking at a potential secret weapon with serious speed and return skills. Who exactly is this new face? And why is he being touted as a sneaky addition for our squad? Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let's dive into why this matters. The New Orleans Saints have officially bolstered their roster ahead of the upcoming training camp, which is set to begin on July 29th. In a series of midsummer personnel adjustments, the organization announced the signing of wide receiver Jalen Moreno-Cropper. This acquisition is part of a broader group of additions that includes kicker Tanner Brown and quarterback Hunter Dekkers. Jalen Moreno-Cropper enters this new chapter after spending time with the Dallas Cowboys, having originally signed with the franchise as an undrafted free agent out of Fresno State back in 2023. Over the previous 2 seasons, specifically throughout 2024 and 2025, Jalen Moreno-Cropper appeared in 4 games at the professional level. His journey has been defined by persistence and adaptability, and his arrival in New Orleans marks a significant opportunity for the 25-year-old playmaker to solidify his standing within an NFL receiver room. As the team prepares for the grueling nature of the upcoming season, adding players with recent experience in professional environments is a standard procedure for the front office. The Saints are continuously evaluating talent to ensure that by the time the squad takes the field in Metairie, the competition for roster spots is intense and productive. For the fans who have been waiting to see how the team addresses depth, this move provides a fresh name to track. Jalen Moreno-Cropper has been assigned jersey number 85 as he joins the group. While the transition from various leagues to the Saints is a process, the organization is clearly focused on building a roster capable of handling the rigors of the schedule. Every signing at this time of the year serves a specific purpose in the grand plan of team construction. With training camp just around the corner, Jalen Moreno-Cropper will soon have the chance to demonstrate his value on the field during official team activities. The path that led Jalen Moreno-Cropper to the Saints involves a recent stint in the United Football League, where he played for the Houston Gamblers. During his time in the UFL in 2026, Jalen Moreno-Cropper showcased the dynamic playmaking abilities that caught the attention of professional scouts. His statistical output was notable, as he recorded 22 receptions for 291 yards, while also contributing significantly in the special teams department with 213 kickoff return yards and a return touchdown. In total, he accounted for 504 all-purpose yards across just 7 games, highlighting his versatility as both a receiver and a return specialist. This explosive production is exactly why the Saints opted to bring him into the fold. For a team looking to diversify its offensive weapons and upgrade its special teams efficiency, the addition of a player with the lateral quickness and field vision of Jalen Moreno-Cropper makes logical sense. Why does this matter right now for the team? As the franchise approaches the opening of training camp, the coaching staff needs players who can contribute in multiple phases of the game. Special teams play is often the deciding factor in close contests, and having a return threat like Jalen Moreno-Cropper adds a new layer to the team's depth chart. Furthermore, his performance in the UFL demonstrates a readiness to compete that the staff will undoubtedly test during the preseason. With the competition for spots heating up, his ability to affect the game through returns and route running provides the team with tactical flexibility. Fans often ask who might be the surprise breakout player of the summer, and given his recent output, Jalen Moreno-Cropper fits the profile of a competitor who will be under a microscope from the very first day of drills. As we look at the broader context of the roster, Jalen Moreno-Cropper is joined by other newcomers like Tanner Brown and Hunter Dekkers, who are also looking to make their mark. The team is currently in a phase of evaluation under head coach Kellen Moore, who is entering his 2nd season with the franchise. Kellen Moore is tasked with navigating the team through a critical period, aiming to snap a 5-year playoff drought that has loomed over the organization. The signing of Jalen Moreno-Cropper, while a depth move on paper, reflects the ongoing effort to cultivate a roster that aligns with the desired competitive identity of the team. The logistics of the move were confirmed when it was noted that while Hunter Dekkers wore number 18 during minicamp, that number is currently held by wide receiver Bryce Lance, meaning changes are imminent throughout the locker room to accommodate the new arrivals. This transition period is essential for the chemistry of the team as they prepare for the September 13th regular season opener against the Detroit Lions. Every player, including Jalen Moreno-Cropper, must master the playbook quickly to ensure that they are integrated into the offensive schemes Kellen Moore intends to deploy. The precision required to execute these strategies leaves little room for error, which is why the training camp period is so vital. It is in these weeks of intense preparation that the hierarchy of the receiving corps will be established. Jalen Moreno-Cropper, with his specific skill set, will be vying for every single rep available to prove he belongs on the active roster. As the Saints faithful prepare to support their team, the energy around these new additions serves as a reminder that the season is approaching rapidly, and the focus is now entirely on executing the team's vision on the field. The focus on special teams is a recurring theme when analyzing the signing of Jalen Moreno-Cropper, and his role in the return game could be his ticket to a permanent spot. The Saints have clearly identified a need to improve their overall field position and explosive play potential, two areas where Jalen Moreno-Cropper thrived during his recent tenure with the Houston Gamblers. By bringing in a player who has already proven he can find the end zone on a return, the team is proactively seeking solutions to special teams challenges. While the receiving depth chart is always crowded, the utility of a player like Jalen Moreno-Cropper, who can provide value on coverage units or as a return man, often outweighs a more specialized talent who lacks that versatility. His journey from Fresno State to the Dallas Cowboys and now to the UFL in New Orleans illustrates the typical grind of an NFL hopeful who refuses to quit. It is this tenacity that Jalen Moreno-Cropper will need to bring to every practice session. During the upcoming training camp and the subsequent preseason games, the coaches will be looking for players who can execute their assignments without hesitation. For Jalen Moreno-Cropper, the opportunity to demonstrate his speed in a live game setting against professional competition will be the ultimate test of his development. The narrative around the team this season is focused on results, and the front office is providing the necessary personnel for the coaching staff to work with. If Jalen Moreno-Cropper can replicate the explosiveness he showed in the UFL, he could find himself playing a key role in the Saints' mission to return to the postseason. The excitement is building, and the Who Dat faithful are ready to see if these new additions can spark the needed change. With the start date of July 29th approaching, the excitement surrounding the Saints is beginning to manifest in the daily activities of the team. The integration of Jalen Moreno-Cropper into the group is just one piece of a much larger puzzle that Kellen Moore and the rest of the staff are currently assembling. Training camp represents the foundation for the entire 2026 campaign, and for players like Jalen Moreno-Cropper, it is the most important period of their professional careers. The transition from the UFL to the NFL level requires a high degree of discipline and execution, which is what the team expects from all its players. As they prepare to visit the Detroit Lions on September 13th, every practice session will be treated with the gravity of a game situation. The addition of Jalen Moreno-Cropper provides a fresh look for the secondary defenders and special teams coaches who will be testing his limits throughout the summer. As fans look toward the horizon, the hope is that these tactical moves will pay dividends when the games start counting in the standings. There's a sense of preparation in the air at the Oxnard Sports Performance Center as the team gears up for the grind. With the roster now bolstered by the recent signings, the competition for the final spots on the active roster will be intense and highly visible to those following the team's progress. Jalen Moreno-Cropper will be one of the names that observers will watch closely, as his performance in the preseason games will likely dictate his future with the franchise. The path to the playoffs is long, but the journey begins with these fundamental roster-building steps, ensuring that when the kickoff occurs in Detroit, the Saints are as prepared as they have ever been to compete at the highest level of the professional game.